Welcome to Aunty K's, your favorite radical queer indigenous auntie, bringing you tarot every day. Hello everyone, and welcome to Aunty K's Tarot. We're getting a nighttime version of this, so I'm not turning on all the lights. We're going to deal with this. So we know that capitalism is empire and colonialism, just draining the energy out of everything. It says, if you work hard, you are going to achieve. We promise all jobs are equal, but they're not. They're not. And maybe we can tell a story. This brings me to something I've been thinking about for a while. In this world, we have 5 points of genocide, and the intent to inflict one group to inflict this death by various means, including not just killing people, but unlivable conditions, preventing births, removing children, all kinds of things that will destroy what makes a people. That kind of death, we call these things genocide. I wonder if we need two classifications of genocide. The genocide where like this occurs and it isn't ongoing. It has a beginning and an end. And then to define settler colonialism as an ongoing form of genocide, because settler colonialism doesn't exist without multiple physical genocides, killing of the people, often with all the other parts occurring at the same time, multiples of those. And in between those, slow genocides. And then once the population is reduced to a minimal demographic of the new settler population, then the genocide becomes slow. It is generally then monitored by a police force instead of a military. Although in the 90s, although Canada would be classed as like a safe colony, only needed police force against the indigenous population in the 90s, they were sending in the military for a bit. But it can flare up, and the ongoing points still exist. And the UN does know that the ongoing points of genocide exist in the so-called safe settler colonies like US, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, but because they're documented, just nothing happens because they're the Western countries. And now we see this echoed in Palestine as the settler colony is still in the process of trying to make the settler colony safe by these ongoing genocides. Do we need to recognize settler colonialism as a genocidal form of statehood that can't exist without multiple and ongoing genocides. How does that bring us back to this? Because this is an emperor under capitalism. And when the emperors of Europe and the Catholic Church created capitalism, they did so by creating settler colonialism. And well, one can argue there's been other genocides pre-recording them and calling them genocides, and technically World War II occurred before it was described as genocide. Um, so maybe some people don't want to make that argument. um, it, they weren't called genocides in older histories because documenting intent, but we know the intent from 1492 on. Like, we know the intent, it's written there in settler colonialism. And so this is a capitalist emperor, and capitalist emperors don't, they, capitalist emperors exist in a time of settler colonialism. And in settler colonialism, we have singular occurrences of genocide, and we have an ongoing statehoods of genocide. And I think perhaps this is something that needs to be discussed and recognized. And I say that from a point of view where I have to believe in the outcomes I want. So I have to believe there will be a free Palestine. And to me, free means of settler colonialism. And in the achievement of that, I imagine the international communities having many discussions and international court cases and things, or perhaps colonialism and imperialism win, and they have new measures by which they can control populations forever. But and then perhaps we enter a new era once that occurs. Who knows? But in choosing to believe Palestine will succeed in achieving total freedom, I think these are conversations we need to have. And if settler colonialism is to be recognized as an inherently genocidal force, can it still exist? Can it still exist? And if you're like, oh no, but whatever will we do without this system? Remember that these are the two ends of this successful system, if you want to call it that, and you're probably closer to this end of it. So, if where'd our emperor go? If these guys end up with significantly more power, how much closer do you think you will exist to this?